somebody who's closer to 40, no kids, never been married, a red flag?
As a guy who's been divorced and has kids, a woman who's over 30, has never been married and doesn't have kids, she's not a prize to me. Like, you're a high risk, like extremely high risk. Practically speaking, 56% of first marriages end in divorce.
56% end in divorce.
Right? And 75% of them are initiated by women.
These hoes ain't loyal.
Mm-hmm.
So really, your first marriage is like, it's the fuck up. Right?
That's right.
That's real.
It really is. And what happens more times than not is your first marriage will probably dissolve in divorce within the first 10 years, and it will probably be initiated by the wife in highest probability. Why would I attach myself to a woman who's never been married? Statistically.
Facts.
That's so good.
I've already gone through my fuck up.
Right.
I'm not about to do it again.
You're going through the globe now.
Yeah.
That's right.
So that's why I prefer a woman who has been married.
Most women don't realize the wall isn't just looks. It's lost leverage. You passed on good men in your prime thinking you had forever. Now men your age want younger and you call it unfair. But the market doesn't care about feelings. It moves on.
Being in your late 20s is so hard. I've seen a few people talk about this and just kind of the loneliness of your late 20s, and especially people who are kind of in this middle stage of, hey, I'm not married, don't have kids, not in a relationship, but I'm also not going out every weekend. I spend a lot of my time by myself. I live alone. I come home from work, I go to the gym, I spend my evenings alone. And on the weekend lately, I feel like I've been so exhausted that all I want to do is like spend time by myself. And I'm struggling with questions about work. You know, am I passionate about what I'm doing? Am I good at it? Should I be traveling right now and not working? Or should I be trying to work remotely so that I can travel? Like, there's just all these things that I think I would like to experience. And it's hard to know, well, when am I going to experience those things? But
If she thinks her late 20s are rough, I have bad news about the rest of her life.
Let's talk about what Charlie Kirk said.
We've basically told a great generation of young women, don't get married, don't have kids, go get a corporate job, and it's created mass political hysteria. And then in their early 30s, they get really upset because they say, you know, the boys don't want to date me anymore because they're not at their prime. And people get mad when I say that. Well, it's just true. If you're in your early 30s, I'm sorry, it's like you're not as attractive in the dating pool as you were in the early 20s. But again, you have your corporate job and cats, so I thought, you know,
This generation of women, I would say generations of women, have been fed this idea that it is more important for you to make money and to be independent and to live on your own in your 20s and your 30s. And then you're going to find a guy who wants to marry you. You're going to settle down. You're going to be able to have kids, and you can spend the next 10 to 20 years doing it all or balancing both. And that is a lie. That has absolutely caused mass hysteria. That is a lie that has caused a lot of disappointment and devastation.
Charlie didn't miss. This is the cold truth nobody wants to say out loud. Women were told to chase the cubicle dream, freeze their eggs, and that Prince Charming would wait. Spoiler, he didn't. Now it's wine nights, therapy, and wondering why Chad from HR ghosted after brunch. The timeline lied. Biology didn't.
There are only 2 instances in which a woman would ever hypothetically hit the wall. And I say hypothetically because women don't hit the wall, okay? That is a concept invented by men that is projected onto women. But women don't hit the wall. But if they were to hit the wall, hypothetically speaking, the only 2 times they would ever hit the wall would be 1, if they're literally dead, and 2, if they decide to stop taking care of themselves. And I'm not talking about just taking care of your physical appearance, because that is what a lot of women focus all their attention on. But when you as a woman are able to take care of your physical appearance, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health, your spiritual health, you're in tune with yourself, you don't neglect yourself, you don't neglect your needs, you have a community of people who support you and understand you, you're never, ever gonna hit the wall.
For a pretty Arab girl, you're not too smart about the reality of life. You think youthful attention equals a lifetime supply of money. You'll learn. Whatever helps y'all sleep at night.
Nowadays, you see women waiting. They're waiting. Well, I want to focus on my career. I want to focus on my degree. I want to be successful. Nothing wrong with that. But what happens is they get to 30 and they have an epiphany. They're like, oh shit, I got to hurry up.
Mm-hmm.
Like we had a guest on here, I won't say the name,
Timeline.
35 years old, childless, no husband. You're at that, we call it hitting the wall.
Yeah.
And then they become negative around it and start saying men are shitty, men are douchebags. And then they get in their 40s and they end up on TikTok talking shit at 40 years old, which is pointless, right? What did you do in your 20s? And this is another thing. It's interesting on planning. Watch this, Sean. And I know you get this. You talk to men, you say plan. You counsel women, plan. I ask a woman on the show, what's your 2 to 5 year plan? I don't know. You don't know.
But yet you want a quality man.
You're 35 years old.
Social media and dating apps have given women endless options, and they think their time is endless. On the bright side, all the dogs and cats they're adopting are getting a home.
That wall hits you, ladies, it's going to hit hard. And it's going to hurt. And you're going to be bitter. And you're going to hate Kevin Samuels. You're going to hate Andrew Tate. You're going to hate Rollo Tomassi. You're going to hate Michael Sartain. You're going to hate Black Ice. You're going to hate Glenn Lawrence. You're going to hate Pearl. You're going to hate Fresh and Fit. You're going to hate us. You're going to say the same thing that everybody, no, we told you, literally, because I picked them out. I said, my God, I feel bad for the guy that's going to end up with her. And it was the prettiest girl in school. It was a cheerleader. It was the Who's Who club. And now I look at him and I'm like, whoa, you're alone. What happened? It was the career. Look, I've been around a minute, guys. I've got experience. I'm not making this up. I'm not pulling this out of my...
A comment on this clip clearly justifies the message. Yep, I see this with my successful women friends in the late 50s. Huge house, lots of money, but alone. They still want a 1% man.
In business, you have something called supply and demand. Basic economics. You have a supply and you have a demand. When there's too much supply and not enough demand, you have something called a market surplus. There's a market surplus of single women over 30. So what happens when you have a market surplus is you're in the market surplus market, right? You go to the landfill. Who shops at the landfill? Dudes that are on the market surplus scale. So when you're a lady and you're in the market surplus things, you want to be a business tycoon. From one business tycoon to another, you're mispricing the product, and market's going to tell you that.
Women over 30 still pricing themselves like it's 2014 prime time, ignoring that the market shifted. You can't be selectively single forever and expect premium offers. The market always corrects, no matter how strong your delusion.
Okay, so as a woman, one thing that I'm very sick and tired of seeing is all of these women giving bad advice, especially to the younger women. Because you know what it is? Misery loves company. I see all of these women in their 30s, 40s, 50s that are giving terrible advice to women in their 20s and even younger than that. So coming from a woman, I'm going to be honest with you and I'm going to tell you what hitting the wall means. So men value different things than women do. They value beauty, youth, and they value someone that respects themselves. When you start aging, your biological clock is ticking, and that is just a real fact. Going into your 30s, your options are going to be less than when you were in your 20s. And those guys around your age are now looking at the younger women, and you're going to be competing now with the 20-year-olds for the guys that you want. And then now when you're ready to start settling down and possibly start thinking about having kids, those same guys might feel like you're rushing them, and they might not want the same things at this point. So then the dating market starts getting stressful, and then now these women are rushing for time because now they're...
Finally, a woman that cares about other women. We need more of this in this world.
No one ever got...
Women are losing their minds because men are no longer showing up to be their entertainment or backup plan at singles events. Now they're stuck dancing alone in the corner, facing the reality that men won't play along anymore. It's not men being bitter, it's men finally choosing peace over desperation.
I would love if we could be honest and rebrand singles events as The Truth, which is a perfect place to meet your brand new platonic best friend. Men don't go to these. Men do not go to singles events. Stop paying money to go to singles events. Men don't go. Stop it.
The harsh reality is, these events aren't about love anymore. They're about women validating each other while pretending men are the problem.
All that work and what did it get me?
Okay, so I recently went to a singles event and it was 90% women. And I was wondering, like, where's all the dudes? I don't know, but they're not there. And that's cool, not like I care.
And there it is, the I don't care cover-up when deep down it stings. Men have completely checked out of these events because they know they're walking wallets, not wanted partners. If 90% of the room is women, maybe it's time to ask why men would rather stay home than waste energy showing up.
So I have to cancel the singles event that I planned to be on my farm this weekend. Y'all know I'm an event planner and I have a fish farm, and I advertised a Fishing for Love event where singles could come here and fish and have dinner and meet each other in person, not on a dating app. And 5 women RSVP'd yes, and 1 man. And even the 1 man that did RSVP did it through one of the ladies. Now, I did all of my marketing specifically towards men because I knew that the women would RSVP. I promoted the event on 45 different Facebook groups specifically about hunting, fishing, camping, country life, and all local to my area. I know that my post reached over 12,000 people specific to the age group, the gender, and the interests that I just described. And yet, no man RSVP'd. So let's talk about why men are not RSVPing and attending these singles meet and greets. So I read something that said that men are just more spontaneous, they just want to show up, but I don't think that's true because men have no problem buying their season tickets to a football game a year in advance, being on time for their fantasy football event, being at a 7 a.m. golf tee time. So the issue must be that they're just not interested in attending these singles meet and greets. I also read that men don't really like the pressure of meeting a woman in a formal dating experience, and they prefer meeting a woman naturally, like at a bar or a concert. But like, don't we all? Now remember, I chose an event that men love doing, and I get men here every day at my farm fishing. I chose a fishing event because as an event planner, I know that I have to always have something for men to be doing. Men don't enjoy just standing around talking like women do. So that's why I chose fishing as the predominant activity. And yet they still didn't want to come.
This right here is the result of decades of women poisoning the dating pool. Men don't show up because they've learned the game is rigged. No matter how many cute events you plan, it always ends with men being judged, used, or mocked.
Everyone has an opinion. Here's mine. By now, I am certain you've heard about the viral video where a woman talks about an epic fail at a Dallas singles event. Her complaint was that no men were there per usual. My opinion on the situation is this. Ladies, didn't you guys ask us to stop harassing you? Didn't you ask us to not talk to you, to not bother you? Remember, masculinity is toxic. Remember, the future is feminine, or female, excuse me, right? Girl power and girl math and girl bossing and all of the other shit that you guys talked about, right? Why in the world are you throwing singles mixers? Why in the world are you throwing singles mixers where you hoping that men will show up? I don't understand that. I'm not, the logic isn't computing. And then for those of you say, well, us telling you guys to leave us alone is just a cheap cop-out for you guys actually leaving us alone. And I'm like, you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Most men understand the truth. And the truth is that women have been exposed. We know the game now. Most of us are aware of how women truly operate. There are only a very limited amount of women who are actually selfless, who are actually quality, who are actually wifey material. This is why the Bible tells you in Proverbs 31 that to find a wife is a good thing, suggesting that she was already a wife when you found her. The problem is most of these women, especially the women showing up at singles events, are not wifey material. Now, they may claim to be wifey material. Oh, I cook, I clean, I got my own place, I got my own car. But sis, at the big age that you are at right now, how did you make it this far in life without somebody wifing you up? If you were really as quality as you say that you are, if you're really as the package that you're offering, if you're really that, then why are you still by yourself? Why are you even showing up at singles mixers? Don't you understand that's low-hanging fruit? Quality men don't show up to singles mixers. One, because think about as a man how low on the totem pole you would have to be and how desperate you'd have to be to show up at a singles event. Or the only other reason why a man with half of a backbone and some self-dignity and respect would show up to a singles mixer is so that he can prey on the desperation of all of the desperate women that are there in attendance. Because, ladies and gentlemen, if you're at a singles mixer, it reeks of desperation. It is what it is. Because people who can get people, and when I mean people who can get people, I mean men or women who can garner the attention of the opposite sex, have no need to show up at singles mixers or singles events. We actually just know how to be dope in real life, how to be a vibe in real life. And unfortunately, most women just aren't great people. They're not great people to hang around. They're not great people to talk to. They're not great people to have in your circle. In fact, most of them present themselves as liabilities, headaches, and bills. And fellas, if you know...
Women begged for independence, told men to leave them alone, mocked masculinity, and glorified careers over family. And now they're crying at empty singles events, wondering where all the men went. Be careful what you wish for, because you got it. Men listened. You wanted freedom from men? Congratulations. You're free and alone.
Ain't no desirable man going to no speed dating event. I don't know who need to hear that, but before y'all keep wasting y'all money and time going to these speed dating events, don't do it if you expecting men that you would actually want to be there, because they're not. If there are any men there at all, they're definitely not going to be the type of man that you would want. They're going to be undesirable, but they won't be actual top tier, attractive men with things going for themselves. You know why? Because if a man is actually desirable, why would he need to come to a speed dating event? He wouldn't. Desirable men get women constantly, whether it's walking out the house, going to the store, going to the gym, going to school. They don't have a problem in the woman department. See, y'all having a problem in the men department, which is why you're at a speed dating event. But these men are not having an issue with women when they're desirable. They don't have a problem getting girls. You have a problem getting men. And that's something that you need to work on. But as far as going to these speed dating events and thinking that you're going to meet actual men that you would want, they're not going to be there. You'll be good if you even get any men there at all, even the ones that nobody wants.
Exactly this. No high-value man with options is sitting at a speed dating table waiting for scraps. He's already being chased in real life.
The jury is no longer out. I need to stop doing things for the plot. I am like the prime example of curiosity killed the cat, because the way I just always have to investigate things and see things for myself, it is slowly killing me. I walked into that event last night and I wanted to die. It was so bad that I almost couldn't wait until today to update you guys. I was gonna do a video last night as soon as I got home, but then I ended up passing out. And of course, a lot of things are all about the perspective, but I'm gonna tell you why for me, it was a big no. So for starters, when you walk in, you have to get a name tag. And that's fine. I guess that's a good thing. But also I was like, what if I don't want someone to know my name? I don't know. And then when I did walk in, I was like, okay, I was wrong. It's not just women here. But the men that were there were something. I could have turned and walked right back out immediately. And I should have. I was still waiting on the two girls I was supposed to be meeting there to come. So I was trying not to bail before they got there. So I tried to walk around by myself for a minute. Thankfully, a lot of people there were there alone. It was everyone's first time doing it. So I found some cool girls who like invited me over to their table and I got to talk to them for a little bit. But like, even if you were sitting with girls, like guys would always come over and talk. That's the whole point. I get it. But I was just like, I'm kind of just here for the girlies, I think. And so whenever a guy would come, I'm like, this is ruining the vibes.
She went looking for quality men and realized she was standing in the same discard pile she was mocking. Speed dating isn't a magic portal to dream guys. It's just the leftovers of the dating market gathered in one sad room.
I feel like it's now my responsibility to let you know when singles events are like not good. So I'm just gonna let you know the latest tea that I got. A friend of mine went to a Thursday event and it was not good. She said it was not good. And I just want to like let you know, because some of these events, I get the hesitation. You go to one that's bad, it makes you not want to go to any of them. And I just gotta say, like, some singles events, and I've gone to a couple, are actually like, cute, but like some are not. And it sucks because I feel like Thursday dating is a really popular one. And so I feel like if that was my first singles event that I went to and it was really bad, I would never go to another one again. And like also low key, I think we gotta like rebrand singles events just a little bit. Maybe like one kind of singles event, because I feel like they all feel a little bit like we're all going to some weird like mandatory school dance together. And I don't know if it's getting the right kind of people. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just letting you know the tea that was shared with me about the Thursday singles event. If you've been to a good Thursday singles event, also let me know, because this was just one. It was just one, but it was at the Bell's Beach House one in LA. So just giving some feedback, because I have been very busy and unable to do my job as your designated single person to go to all the singles things. So I'm sorry, but my friends, I've got people that have gone, and that was the word. She like left. She fully left. So that's the latest and greatest. I mean, not greatest, but I'll keep you posted.
This is comedy at this point. Women keep acting shocked that singles events feel like awkward school dances, when that's literally what they are. Leftover men and desperate women crammed into a room hoping sparks fly. The problem isn't the branding or the venue. It's that the men you actually want have no reason to show up. If you're relying on singles events for love, you're already scraping the bottom of the barrel. And that's it for today on Sigma Traits. Make sure you hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and don't forget to ring that notification bell. Support this channel through membership. You can also support through PayPal, link in the description. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.